Okay guys, so we're now progressing and we will go to our Xcode part because we want now to implement everything to happen from the front end. Okay, so as the first step guys, as you know, we need to send a request to the server. So we have done it so many dozen of times when we are executing HTTP request. So what I will do now for the now, I will go with the alternate way. Okay, as the first initial step, we're going now to helper.swift. I'll create a now one unique function which can be called from any of these classes, and this unique function will just remove a lot of work from our shoulders because we can just simply call this common general unique function. Okay, so we're writing a new function func. Then I'll write send HTTP request, then open and close round brackets, then open curly brackets. So definitely we need here to declare the parameters. So the main parameters will be, first of all, the URL, which will be of type string, comma, then we have got body of type string, comma, and completion handler means the scenarios if the execution was successful or there was an error, let's say like a status 400. So we'll run here completion colon of type escaping, open and close round brackets, arrow, void, which is returning void, means which is returning some function. Okay, and we want to return in this function NS dictionary. Okay, great. This function sends HTTP requests and return JSON results. Okay, so definitely for us to return the JSON, as you see, we must here return some in this dictionary. So I'll declare one variable here, JSON, with the name is, um, we can write it, let's say, oops, just JSON, or we will write it result equals to NS dictionary, open and close round brackets. So this is var to be returned. Then what we are doing is, here we are declaring URL, let URL equals to URL, then the URL convert from the string, so that is our reference variable or parameter. And here exclamation mark. So then we've got a request variable, request equals to URL request from the our URL address. That is our variable URL. That is the one. Okay, so or here, if you want, you can write a link, URL, whatever you prefer, guys. Okay, and then we will write here request.http method will be equals to the method which is post. Then we've got request dot then HTTP body will be our parameter of the function, body data using UTF-8 encoding, data using UTF-8, like that. Okay, so here we are preparing request. Okay, so now here we will send a request. Okay, so here we are writing URL session.share.data task with the URL request, the request which we've created above. And here will be our completion handler with the data, with the response, and with the error. And don't forget to resume it. Great, so we want everything to happen in the background queue, so we'll write dispatch queue dot main dot asynchronously means not in the main thread, so in the background. Okay, first we'll check for having an errors. If error is not nil, then we want to return do not execute it further. So then we've got do, and then catch. Okay, here we will cast our data we receive from the server. Guard let data equals data else return. Return in the current, we're opening the curly brackets and writing the return. Here we are casting data received from the server. Very good. Then we will write new, let's say, JSON, or yeah, just a JSON. Let JSON equals to try JSON serialization dot JSON object with the data which we received from the server. So what we're doing here, guys, we are trying to convert the data from the server to being a JSON. JSON serialization will be allow fragments. That is the one, and it will be casted as dictionary, as question mark dictionary. Okay, here we are casting JSON from data. Okay, excellent. So then we need to parse JSON. We'll guard let parsed JSON equals to JSON else return. This is a safe mode of accessing JSON. Okay, now after that, what we will do is, so here when we parse JSON is received, here we can, let's say, include our completion handler. Here will be our completion handler, and then also what we will do is we will make our result equals to parse JSON. Great. And here in the catch method we will include the return as well. And as the next step here, this is a completion handler. It means this can be customized whenever this function is called from any other Swift classes or files. Okay, great. We are assigning JSON data to the result variable to be returned with the function. Okay, so here right before it ends in the closure, here we will return our result. Here we are returning JSON. Okay, this is what we're doing, guys, and we can now build this our project without any errors. It must be built. So this is, guys, how it works. One more thing, what we could do is, let's say here is success. It is first escaping, so then we can declare one more failure, or just error, or we can say failure will be also escaping, open and close round brackets, and error void. So we can now call both of this. So what we can do is, let's say, as we have done, guys, for the login here, for the login, we can do the same one. We're come back to our helper here after parsed JSON is done. So here we can write two scenarios. We can write two scenarios when it is 200, we'll execute success. If it is something else, we'll execute failure. Okay. So we've got now two scenarios which we can program and develop, guys. Okay, that is amazing. So this is the custom function which can be called from any of the view controllers. So we're now going to the guest view controller. At the bottom of this, we'll have to make a one IB action connection. So we can press this more button. Let's say we can press this button, and the action sheet will come up. Okay, I'm going to my guest button, I'm clicking on this, and I'm calling assistant editor. Okay, make sure that you're in the guest vc.swift. So I'll scroll down here, not in the extension, in this class, right here. It will be right before the, here it should be you must be in the guest VC extension. So here make sure that you're in the guest VC. So hold Control left mouse click, drag it right here, and this will be more button underscore clicked. It will be of type of action. Very good. So we're now heading to our guest view controller. Here, this function gets executed when more button has been clicked. Okay, so as initially we want to show the action sheet, so I'll write here let action sheet equals to UI alert controller over the round bracket, title will be nil, message will be nil, preferred style will be action sheet. Okay, brilliant. So then after we will include here one button, which is report. Let report equals to UI alert action. Title will be report, style will be dot default, and completion handler, definitely there will be a completion handler. Here we'll make a reference to the action. So we'll skip it for a while, we'll come back to it, then we'll get a next button, let cancel equals to UI alert action, open the round bracket, select with the title cancel, and the style will be cancel as well. Completion handler, there is no completion handler. Let's add this button to the action sheet. Action sheet dot add action, report, and the same stuff we're doing for the cancel. And then finally, let's present our action view controller. Present action sheet animated true completion handler. There won't be any completion handler. Okay, this is we are declaring action sheet. Here we are creating buttons. Here we are assigning buttons. Here we are showing action sheet. So what we want is, guys, what I'll show you what I want. I want to click on this, and then I want a button which is a report. I'll click, let's say, this report button. Then I want an alert controller, which will tell us, okay, send us the feedback with the two buttons, okay, or like something like okay and cancel. Okay, you'll get what I'm saying now. So I'll create now the new function, which will be show, let's say show alert, open and close round brackets, then open curly brackets. Okay, here we'll declare a new one. Let alert equals to UI alert controller, open the round bracket, select with the name and message. Title will be something like, in the quotation marks, report the, or yeah, it will be something like report, and the message will be something like, please explain the reason why you want to complain or report, and preferred style will be .alert. Brilliant. So then we've got the report button. Let report, this will be a button, equals to UI alert action, open the round bracket, select with the title and style. Title will be, let's say, send, or we will write just send, and style will be default. Handler, there will be a handler by handler. Yes, there will be a handler. Here in the round brackets we execute action. Then we will create a new button, which is a cancel button. Let cancel equals UI alert action, open the round bracket, select with the title and the style. Title will be cancel, style will be cancel. Okay, and the handler, there will be no handler. Let's assign this to our alert. Alert.add actions. So first send, then we are adding our cancel button. Then we want to finally present alert animated true completion nil. Okay, here we are declaring or creating alert controller. Here we are creating buttons. Here we are assigning buttons. Here we are showing alert controller. Okay, great. So what we want is, guys, here, let me write a function. This one is shows alert controller for sending reports. Okay, So here, when we click, let's say, when I click on this, I want here a button report. When I click on this button, then I want alert to be shown. So here I will call the function which is show alert. Okay, let's see how it looks like. I'm now executing the code, and by the way, guys, what we can do, we can come back to the helper, and whenever there are the errors, we can execute the failure. Let's say here, let's say here, let's say we can show it here. Yeah. And here, for example. Okay, so I'm going to any guest page, so I'm clicking more button. Here we go. So we got report and cancel. Okay, I'll select report, and then it will tell me report, explain the reason. So cancel instance. So to explain the reason, we need some text field there. Okay, we want now to type in some reason, then we want to send it. Okay, so in the show alert here, after we add, let's say, the button so and so, we need here to add text field alert dot add text field. That is the one. So this is what we will add. We'll click enter. So we'll write here variable text field of being a text field. Then we'll write text field dot placeholder will be equals to something like please give us more details, or please provide more details. Please provide more details, and then I'll declare the font of the text field, because as I know we never have done declaring the font text field. Dot font equals to UI font. Open the round bracket, select the name of family name of the font, so it will be Helvetica Neue dash or hyphen regular. The size will be 17 pixels. Assigning buttons and creating or adding text field. Okay, so we will now build and run whenever we will whenever the alert will be shown. So it will show the text field where we can type in the details. So now when we click the send button, we want to send the request itself to the server. So here we are running our application. Here, let's search for user Bradley Cooper. I'm tapping on this, so report. Here we go, report. Please explain the reason. Please provide more details. Okay, let's say because I like him, for example, something like this. And we click send button, then we want it to be sent to the server. So this is a completion handler of the send button. Here we will execute it. So write helper dot here we'll write send HTTP requests. So first of all, we need to create the URL. We'll write here let URL equals to HTTP colon right slash localhost right slash fb right slash report.php. This is actually the one which we need now to execute localhost. So then we have got fb, then we have got report.php. So that is the one. Okay, I'll just copy this URL and I will insert it in our Xcode. Here we go. So then we need to declare a body. Let body equals to, and it will be a string as well. So body is whatever follows, whatever is coming after the question mark. So I'll just copy this and I'll insert it here. So here I will replace it. I'll make a reference. Post ID will be left slash open and close round brackets. Then user ID will be left slash open and close round brackets. The reason here, just for fun, left slash open and close round bracket, and the by user current user ID left slash open and close round brackets. Okay, here I will make a reference. Here I'll make a reference to the current user underscore ID will be equals to current user underscore ID equals to current user question mark open and close square brackets, and here make a reference to the ID, else return it. Here we are accessing current user's ID. So here we'll replace it. This is a by user ID. Then we have got the ID of the user which we're complaining about. Here must be guardlet. Then let's say let user underscore ID will be self.id. ID of the user we are complaining about. Okay, this will be user ID. We'll just place it right over here. So since our complaint does not uh, or just is not related to the post ID, we can just keep it 0 because 0 it will never have any post under the ID 0 because all IDs generated starting from the 1. Okay, so then we've got the reason. Reason will be the text field. So this will be the reason. This will be the reason from this text field. Okay, we'll have to now make a reference of this text field. Okay, to access now the alert controller is quite something really interesting. Here we will write something like show alert. Actually, this is we can access here whenever we're calling the send action. So here we will now access reason from alerts text field. Okay, he will write here let text field equals to alert, the alert which we have created, text fields. So we have got the only one text field, put exclamation mark, and the text field at index 0 means for first and last text field. So then here as a reason, as a post ID, I'll put here 0, and the reason here we will write text field dot text. Okay, brilliant. Here we are declaring URL and body of URL. Now we'll put here a URL as a body. We'll put a body, then successful and failure, two scenarios. If it is successful, we can say there will be nil. If there are the errors, we'll show just helper. Or even for both of the cases, we can do this. Okay, for success, we'll write helper dot show alert success, and here we'll write report sent successfully, or feedback, or your just report sent successfully executed from the current view controller. Okay, for the failure, it will be the same, but there will be an error. Success, here we'll write error, could not report send successfully, could not send, or just could not send. Okay, so this is, guys, how it works. It's really funny and super interesting way. This is what I call super advanced and super modern, super professional programming. Okay, so this one sends request to the server. It's a global or common function we create. Okay, I'm now going to the Bradley Cooper, so I click here, so we got a report, and please explain the reason. Report, please provide more details. Rather than this, I would prefer to write something like, I am reporting because something like this. I'm reporting because it's a placeholder. So because we just like Bradley, because I like him, for example, and we will send a success report sent successfully. Okay, we're now going to our PHP panel. Here is the report. Okay, so what we have got, as you see here, it's an optional because I like him so and so. That is something we'll just now fix. First of all, to fix it, we just simply need to force downcast it. So because here we access it, so it's an optional value. So now we're force downcasting it. So now we will avoid this. I'll remove all the old reports or complaints, and we'll just rerun it. Okay, so we will rerun it, and now everything must be fine. So the really what I like is the execution of this function. Uh, this is what I really like, guys. Okay, so here I'll just go to any of them. Jackie Chan. Okay, we'll write a report. That is I'm reporting because he is not allowing to follow him, for example. And let's send it. Ran a report sent successfully. Your report, and here we go. He's not allowing to follow him. Very good. So there is no post. That's why it's a 0. User ID, it is 5. Reported Jackie Chan's ID is 5 by user, which is 2, which is Jennifer Lawrence. So that is really superb, guys. This is how it works. So my congratulations, you were done with sending the reports. Good job, well done.